sitting on my right is Andy Hockley, who plays Bottom. Bottom's just an ordinary bloke who doesn't like Shakespeare, so, you know, maybe some of you can kind of relate to that. But he gets turned into an earth spirit, and sitting on my left is Jean Charrudy, who plays Puck, who is an earth spirit. In fact, Puck is responsible for turning this very decent man, Bottom, briefly into a spirit. Unfortunately, his spirit is out of a donkey. But there are some big bonuses, and if you haven't seen the play or you don't think you particularly like Shakespeare, that's probably quite a good starting place for this. This is a major production that we're doing in 4K with a very extraordinary set and a wonderful cast, and I'd say it's probably more like, somebody said to me last night, it's more like a night football game than going to the opera, and I think that's probably true. It is a bit like a night football game. It's very athletic, there's a lot happening, there's some sort of stunning visual things in it. A little bit about the story. I'm just going to ask Andy, who's playing Bottom in Midsummer Night's Dream, can you just, for the sake of people who don't know what it is, can you just describe in like 30 seconds the story, the part of the story of the play that you're in?
This gang of 6 guys, all working class guys, get together to perform or to rehearse a performance of a play that they want to put together in front of Duke Theseus when he gets married. In the course of Puck, a very mischievous sprite, for some reason picks on my character and turns me into a donkey. And he has been told by the King of the Fairies, Oberon, that the next living thing that the Queen sees when she awakes, she will fall madly in love with. And guess who she sees next? It's me, as the donkey, and she falls madly in love with me, and I with her. When Oberon's had enough of doing this to Titania, I awake and cannot believe, cannot begin to reason what I seem to remember has happened to me. I meet up with my friends again. We perform the play in front of Theseus. It's an utter success, and everybody lives happily ever after.
All right. So who's Puck?
Puck is he's a teen fairy who has aspirations, who's trying things out, who wants to find things out, who's keen on having the most fun he can have while he's young.
How do you approach a man who is unexpectedly turned into a donkey and falls in love with the Queen of the Fairies?
I think the best thing to do is absorb what you've just said, go home and sleep on it, actually, and see what enters your head in the morning. I'm very lucky in that the Queen of the Fairies that I fall in love with is a very beautiful Singaporean actress called Emma Yong, so it's not that difficult to fall in love with her. Like Barry said, he is just an ordinary bloke. Traditionally, if you're an absolutely traditional Midsummer Night's Dream, Bottom is a weaver, and the rest of the group of which he is a member, called the Mechanicals, are artisans. They're just working men at the bottom of the social scale, which is something that we have to address in a different manner, doing it in modern day Singapore. So it was accidentally, actually, wasn't it? But the Mechanicals have actually turned out to be all expats, which wasn't meant to be in the first place. Quite a few Brits, most of whom now live here, and a couple of Aussies, and we make up these Mechanicals. And so I had to decide what I was. So we thought that I'd work in the drapery business, probably, as a buyer. And we get together to play football, called the Mechanicals FC, which is why we get together, the 6 of us. And Bottom's the kind of guy who is so enthusiastic about absolutely everything and wants to be a part of everything, to the extent of him being a bit of a pain in the bottom. So it kind of pans out that way as well.
Spread the word. We don't think we will let anybody down here. The weather may let us down, but hey, it's Singapore. It is going to be, you know, if you come to see the show, you can have a picnic, sit on the grass, enjoy some wine, enjoy some water, and be with the spirit of Shakespeare for a couple of hours. I think if you give it some attention, it may surprise you. It's not quite as rough, tough, and difficult to know as you think it might be.